I forgot to hit record. Hello.
Hello. Oh. Danna decided that she's leaving Patterson Fruit Farm to go get a job.
I'm starting a new job as a phone sex operator.
Today, a customer actually told her that,
A customer did tell me this.
a very reserved, regular customer.
It was not someone that I would have expected.
He's an accountant.
A very nice gentleman told me that today. I am a bit congested. They're loud up there. Can you guys hear
Our
that?
family is here because we have to multitask.
We're feeding
We're
them.
feeding,
We're
cooking, recording.
Yeah, and then I want to go to bed because this is what I sound
And then
like.
I'm tired.
So tell them why you're tired.
Well, I don't know. The last 7 months of my life.
I know, but today specifically.
You know, it's one thing ends, the next thing starts.
I really have never met anyone that
always
is as busy
something,
as you.
and I was getting a break. So
I think it's your husband's fault.
it is all my husband's fault. No, so I love, my love language is through food. I love cooking food for people. So I'm on the Ohio 4-H Foundation. We were trying to think of something to give back to the educators.
Is it?
I don't know.
You don't hear them?
Oh, I hear them. They're loud.
So loud. You guys
Our family's
are
on the
so
podcast.
loud.
Anyway, so
They're so loud.
we were talking about what we can do to give back. And so I'm like, we should cook an omelet breakfast. When's their next in-service? And she's like, a week and a half from now. I'm like, oh, okay, when's the next one? She's like, November. So I'm telling Bill, I'm like, it would just be really fun. We have all the omelet stuff. It's really easy for us to do. Thought it'd be around 80 people.
How'd that work out?
So Bill's like, what do you have going on that Tuesday? I'm like, the calendar says nothing, but we're just getting back from skiing.
Right. See, here's the problem is if a calendar day says nothing, you almost have to look at the days surrounding either side of that, because you may need that day of
So
nothing.
the day before I really had nothing. Let's just talk about that. I still have Christmas up. We've got Valentine's going on. We've got spring. We've got every holiday going on in our house right now. Anyways, so then Bill's like, why don't you just do it? We can do it. So I said, okay. Turns out the 80 people turns into 160.
Yeah, and you had to wake up at
So I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and yesterday I spent shopping, which was fun, and it was so worth it, and it was so rewarding. Who doesn't want an omelet breakfast? It was great. Anyways,
I didn't get one.
No, I didn't make you one.
You could have brought me one.
Well, we were gonna maybe eat the leftovers tonight, but then we decided not to because I got my Food Network magazine, and it had this loaded tot recipe in it.
I was wondering where that came from.
Yeah, so that was exciting. So I just thought we'd try that. So anyways, there's just so many things going on in my house. But anyways, I'm going to get Christmas down before the weekend. Yes. Don't you worry.
So we did, Kristin touched on it. We went on a ski trip this weekend, and on about Wednesday or Thursday of last week, I started feeling I have a little draining in my throat. I hope I'm going to be okay.
You remember last week I said I had to stay away from her because she was going to get me sick.
So it was Tuesday. Actually, I'm glad you said that.
It's been a week ago today.
I'm glad you said that because I was trying to figure out
You've
exactly
been sick
when.
for 7 days.
So 7 days. So it started Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was the same, and Friday was the same. Nothing happened. I just had this draining, and I started to feel sick. And then, so I went on the ski trip. I wake up Saturday morning I had gotten smacked in the head. It was so bad. I sounded like this. I would have never gone on a ski trip, staying in a house with 4 families. And I'm pretty sure I've infected all of them with this lovely cold.
And 3 of the 4 women work at Patterson Fruit Farm.
Correct. So I'm bringing down the whole place. And the best is there's no one to even cover for me. So I went to work.
No, because Amy's out of town.
Yeah, so
you're covering for her.
I actually wasn't supposed to.
We had a plan for today, though. I worked it out with Tom. If you were sick and couldn't come to work, Christy was going to work the morning. I was going to get home, and I was going to work the afternoon to close.
Today I felt better than I did yesterday. Yesterday was probably the day that I really shouldn't have gotten out of bed, but I did.
You handled it like a trooper.
Thanks, I did. It is because when you're going
after I finished shopping, I came over to help you close.
She so did. No, and honestly, you're laughing, but it was so helpful.
I'm go home.
Got out of there, and I got home and I went to sleep last night at 7 o'clock, and I slept all the way through the night. And I woke up this morning, and I still am not 100%, but I feel so much better.
That's why I'm sitting over here. You normally I like to sit close to her.
I said this is great for me because nobody wants to come near me, and I don't like people close to me. But I don't sound great. I think I sound probably. I want to say I sound worse than I feel, but I don't. I still feel this badly as well.
We actually coordinated today. So I was wearing my 4-H green if you're watching on YouTube.
We did, and I have my green Patterson sweatshirt on. Because tomorrow is laundry day in this house because no one has done laundry in a week. And so I told Tom, I'm like, I'm not doing anything tomorrow, but I will fold laundry. That's it. So
Well, tomorrow I will take down the rest of my Christmas.
we have big plans for tomorrow.
I mean, I have to go to work and do little things, but like my main job is to take Christmas down before anyone would happen to come to my house.
You should not go to the market. You should just.
When we were out of town, we had Aiden, this guy, come stay at our house, and I wonder what he thinks of us now.
Well, he probably thinks you're a little weird. Something is burning, guys. I am congested beyond congested, and I smell it. How do you not?
Okay, pull them out, please.
That's great.
And then I'll load them up when we're done podcasting.
Great.
Anyway, skiing was fun. It was a great time.
So
Danna loves to ski.
I don't. I really love everything about skiing except for going down the hill. Mm-hmm. I don't enjoy that.
Skiing conditions were not ideal.
No.
You know, I hurt my knee. I think it's been 5 years ago now. I don't know. And so I've just been very conservative with my knee. It felt great. But now I've lost my mental capacity to like
you have to like
down the hill,
fearless and like just let the skis take over, and I can't do that. And I am
You're really good at pizza.
I'm really good at pizza. But like I am a subpar skier at best. So like conditions like that, you have to be like somewhat of a good skier, and I am just not a good enough skier to deal with that. Like
I'm laughing.
I fell so many times, and are you laughing at when I fell? So on my last fall, you guys.
But like because the snow's so artificial, like when she fell, it was almost like this big splatter of snow goes
like
up
directly forward. And if you can imagine, if you're on skis, that's actually not very easy to do, to go straight down forward.
And
so
then
the
she
skis,
like slid down in our face.
Yes, and it was
Campbell
like
and I were waiting
in my face, and like I actually like have like a little like fake snow burn on my lip from it. And it was awful. Like it hurt so bad.
Campbell and I were waiting, and then I'm like, Campbell, this is when you just like we're just
go
gonna
away.
Go. We're gonna pretend we never saw it.
No, I mean,
and then we did the bottom of the hill. I'm like, Campbell's a really good skier, and so she was waiting for me, and I was waiting for you, and like there's the whole
so
train.
Bad.
But at the bottom, I'm like, oh man, how's Danna gonna get down
and then
this?
I got down. I didn't fall again after that.
You didn't fall,
but I couldn't get my skis back on because they had flown off of me. We had to like move to the side to get to where like the snow was more compacted because
we saw you scooching to the right.
Yeah, it was awful. The fake snow, just like my ski kept like sliding away from me. Like it was just truly like a disaster. I am every one of the YouTube videos of like what not to do when skiing.
My favorite one that I've seen is, do you ski or snowboard? And the girl, like Dan, is like, no, but I charcuterie board.
But we said that would actually be good for Kristin because she loves her charcuterie
I love a
boards.
charcuterie board, but we had a good layout. Everybody brings like a good selection for food.
We had good food.
So we had good food. Like, I don't know. These people beside us like either felt sad for us or really liked us because they kept buying. Well, what's the thing that people drink there?
Well, the Ellicott Brewing Company is there, and they have their blueberry beer is like what they're known for. And it's similar if you've ever had like Great Lakes has a, no, it's not Great Lakes. Babe, what's the blueberry? Bumbleberry. Who's Bumbleberry by? No, it's not by Great Lakes, I don't think. By Fathead, yes. So it's a very similar beer to that. I can't drink it because it's not gluten-free.
I wish I liked beer.
That's one of the only beers I like because it's got like this great blueberry flavoring to it, and you put blueberries in it.
But they kept passing those over to Carrie. And then, we missed the big almost fight because there were people saving tables, and you're not supposed to save tables.
No, and Carrie and I went outside. It was beautiful. The weather was absolutely beautiful.
Carrie's a friend of ours.
Wanted to sit outside. And so this woman was getting up, and we said, oh, are you getting up? And she said, yeah, in a minute. And I like made a joke, and I was like, oh, is it okay if we awkwardly stand here and wait for it? And she's like, totally. Well, then this other lady comes over, and I'm like, yeah, I was like telling the other lady, I was like, yeah, we'll fight people for the table, blah, 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 like as a joke. And all of a sudden this lady's like, well, you're not fighting me because it's my table. And she got like I'm pissy is the word. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Are you going to yell at me for saying that?
It's pretty racy.
So
pretty racy,
she
Jane.
was so pissy about it. She started like getting so snarky, and then the people got up, so we sat down, and then the lady sat down too. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll share the table. Meanwhile, at this point, we didn't even need the table anymore. But Carrie was so adamant.
There was a better table available. I think,
yes, we wanted
window.
to be at the other table, but Carrie was like, I'm not moving. this, you know what, is not going to make me move.
So Christy said she felt so awkward.
Christy, our other friend, was with us. And so it's the three of us.
I wish I would have been there for the
Kristin
standoff.
was still out on the hill. And because I had given up skiing at this point.
I wanted to do some more runs.
So literally, like, it was truly a standoff. Christy's like, can we please go inside? And I said, well, we can't right now because Carrie's in the middle of a pissing contest with the woman that she doesn't know. Like, it was so ridiculous. And we literally had to sit there for like 4 more minutes. And then Carrie's like, okay, we can get up now.
Did the lady leave?
No.
So Carrie lost.
Carrie lost.
I said, you want to fight? Let's do a thumb war right here and there.
Like, honestly,
I
I
would
think
have pulled
we
up
needed
my
to
thumb.
like rock, paper, scissors for the table. It was
That's
so
so
ridiculous.
silly.
Yeah, it was silly.
Oh
But
my.
so then every day that we were there, I kept thinking I was going to wake up the next day feeling better. And I never felt better. And here I am like 7 days later.
This has been a long time.
I know. And I did say I don't feel bad if Bill gets my cold because he always, whenever he gets sick, I get the cold from you guys.
So this is something funny. Oh, where's Bill at? So we're at the house and we're all sharing the house, but the house can accommodate all the families. Like
my
every
gosh. There's like
parents have their own separate
every
rooms.
kid had their
Girls
own
are in one
bed.
room, boys are in the
Yeah.
other. It's just such a perfect, house
for us.
for like our family size,
Yes.
which was 19 people. It was ideal.
It really was.
So in our house, we know that we can all tell when Bill gets out of the shower because he coughs and he goes, he has this cough like every time he gets out of the shower. He's going to kill me for this. So we all know. So everyone, like I made coffee and everybody's rolling downstairs like, who's sick
They
upstairs?
all
We
thought
thought
that
it was
me.
Dana.
And we're like, I'm like, you guys, I was not coughing this morning. Like,
And we're like,
it
no,
wasn't
no,
me.
that's like Bill's normal after shower cough. Every time he gets out of the shower,
And
he does
sure
this
enough,
hack.
it was him. Like,
And he's not sick.
No, it must just like clear his sinuses.
He does, and then he's good to go.
Yeah.
But it is the loudest.
I bet you does he
grossest
take
cough.
a very hot shower?
So actually, he doesn't. This is
so
an
that's
argument.
interesting.
I like a piping hot. He
Same.
likes it warm, but I like it to burn.
No, I like
my
it to burn.
skin.
And actually, it's funny that you say that because Tom, this is so inappropriate, but I'm not going to say
No,
it.
I know where you're going with this. That is too
But
X-rated.
We do not.
You can't
he
shower
does
together
not- we
because
do
he
not
doesn't
shower
like
together.
it.
That is true. We do
You
not
need to get a
shower
bigger
together.
shower with
Well,
multiple
our
shower
is
heads.
too small for us, anyways. We have a really.
Oh my gosh, I would like to see you and Tom in that.
We
shower.
have an do you know that our shower stall so we have like a master bath, but it's truly like the tiniest master bath ever.
I don't even know that two people can fit.
You can't. Like when I was pregnant with Joey, I wasn't pregnant with my other two when we lived in this house, but I was pregnant with Joey. And when I was pregnant with him, when I got to the end and you're like very big, like uncomfortably big, I had to go shower in the kids' bathroom because they have like a normal
You couldn't
size
fit
shower.
in the door.
It would like every time I turned, like my belly would hit something. It was so. It is the worst. Like we had to have a custom shower pan made when we redid the bathroom. It was the cheap bathroom renovation because of this, but the shower pan was expensive because the stupid shower is.
When your
so
husband
tiny.
did it all,
He did.
you got like what kind of fancy tile?
Schluter. We did a Schluter
No,
shower.
but what's your kind of tile? You got an expensive tile.
No,
Yeah,
nothing is expensive in there.
it is. Your tile was expensive.
In the shower?
Yeah. Tom, what kind of tile do you have? You have an expensive tile.
Do we have expensive tile in our shower? We do.
They have
Is
porcelain
that expensive?
tile. More expensive than the ceramic that we put in our tile bathroom.
Well, I would rather have
You're
a cheaper
fancy.
tile and a bigger shower. How's that?
You picked it out. Well,
I'm
so
just
I have a shower store. I guess this is where we're going with this. We're going to talk about showers. So long ago, I sold real estate for a long time. And so I was relocation certified. So I'd get these clients who would be, companies would bring them in, they'd get hired, and then I'd find their home. And so this really nice man, I met the wife once, but she could never come because she was with the kids.
Right.
And he came. So they were looking at a lovely price range in town. And so the homes were all gorgeous. I mean, I think it was like a $600,000 or $700,000 house. And so this one, he's like, I think this is the house. Like, I really think my wife would like this house. I'm like, well, would you like to FaceTime her? Like she can come, do a virtual tour. And he's like, no, I really think this is the one. He's like, okay, one thing. He's like, we need to go back to the bathroom. I'm like, okay. A beautiful shower. Not huge, but very lovely. He's like, can you get in the shower with me?
Stop it.
I'm like, are you serious? He's like, well, I just really need to know if two people can fit in the shower. And so I'm like, okay. And I did it. And then I thought, what the heck? Why would I ever get in the shower with someone? But I mean, it wasn't like
there's
that.
validity to
but
that.
But he needed
though.
to know. He's like, so honestly, shampooing his head, like doing
if
all
Tom
these
and I
things.
had thought this through, I don't know that we would have bought this house. I'm dead serious. There's a lot of factors
So I
that we
messaged
purchased.
his wife and I'm like, So can't wait to hear about the house, especially the bathroom situation. And she messaged back. She's like, oh my gosh, did he have you get in the shower with you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, he did. And now I'm really embarrassed. And she's like, I could kill him. She's like, I am so sorry.
That's so funny. But honestly, there is so much validity to that because like that is something that we would have liked to have had.
I would like multiple shower
I want
heads.
like a big, but
I
not
don't
even
want a
for
door.
that. Not
Like
even
I want a
no,
big enough shower that I
just
have
told
zero
Thomas-
door, a
I just
walk-in
told him that.
shower.
Literally just told him that like a week ago. I said, in our next house, or if we ever renovate this again, which we do have plans, like if we were to stay here, what we would do. I do not want a door.
How could you ever move?
Well, when my kids are grown.
Well, what are you going to do? I live like that way.
You know, will you be sad?
I'm like right there. You can't ever move. You're stuck here.
One day we will move. I mean,
One day
when I'm
I'll
old-
never move.
I know, but when I'm old and I can't do all these steps anymore, this house has a lot of steps.
Oh, better be looking for a ranch now.
I know. Like you guys have a house that has the master on the first
We are
floor.
a rancher. Like we are good.
Yeah.
We could stay there forever.
You could. Like I don't know that when we're old. I mean, I don't
I'm
think
plotting
we'll move
my
for
move
like
for
another
a compound. I want to just buy everything up around us so that the children all have to come home.
That's not a terrible idea.
and then they all can just live there.
Yeah. I think that's great.
And then I'll just move above the market.
But like so here's the thing. My house, I felt when we moved here, we live in a 3,000 square foot house. It's a very nice size home. Our house in Mayfield was 1,000 square feet. This was an enormous house for us comparatively. Now that we have lived in it for 12 years, 3 kids, we are not tight, but there are parts of this house that are wasted space that we don't utilize correctly and things that we just cannot renovate out of. Like it doesn't have a basement. And while we thought that wasn't an issue, it's a huge issue for us. It does not have high ceilings. And while that wasn't an issue, the ceilings are insanely low and bothersome.
They're not that low,
They
and
are
that's not an
actually.
issue. I would
No.
not count that as one of your issues.
It is, and it's not something I can ever renovate. The shower is very small. Like the kids' bathroom is insanely
You could
small.
lose a bedroom and
So
renovate.
that's what we were going to do originally is our bathroom butts up against Joey's room, which is it's the smallest of the 5 bedrooms. And we were going to move the kids around and renovate that into a huge bathroom and a big closet.
Yeah.
And then like our kids are just not at the right ages to be able to do that and how we wanted to put the rooms and whatnot.
Listen, I say that my husband's grandma had really like good design for the 70s. Our house looks small from the front.
It looks so small from the front.
I
it doesn't
love
look
it.
so small. It looks
like
very
a cute little ranch.
normal.
I
Yes.
love it. And then it's not.
It is
and so
so
that's one of my
deceiving.
favorite things about it
Yeah.
because it looks small, but it's a nice big house. I would not want anything bigger, but Iona must have liked to scrub toilets
There are a lot of
because
bathrooms.
there's a lot of toilets.
Yeah.
And they all need redone because it was the 1970s
But
house.
it is so funny because looking at the front of your house, it looks like maybe a 2,000 square foot ranch. And it is so
You would expect no
deceiving.
high ceilings.
No, and it is so beautiful and it's really deceiving. It's a
It's
great
a pretty house. Yeah, we have some work to do yet, but I mean, doesn't everybody? Campbell's in financial literacy, which I think is really cool. Every kid at West Yaga has to take a financial literacy class. So now she texted me this morning while I'm making an omelet. She's like, Mom, will you help me buy a house after school today? And so if you noticed this weekend, we were house shopping online, like realtor.com at the table. And so she had like some pre-work. And then today she actually had to figure out like what she could afford and like how they're working all the way
Sure.
through it. So that's been really fun. But she's like, this house is $450,000 and it's a total fixer upper.
So I just saw, this is so interesting that you say this. I just saw something that said it must have been like in 1970, maybe 1980, I think it was 1980. That's what it was. In the 1980s, middle class was considered $30,000 a year. And you would buy a house for, I think it was like $78,000.
I was saying my parents' first house, I'm
'Cause they
pretty sure
said
cost about $50,000 to build it.
At the time, it was your home should be worth 2.5 times what your income is. So that would be, say, $80,000 a year, 75, whatever. So now there is no middle class anymore because of this like inflation and everything else that has gone about over the years. That it's so interesting. If you were to make $100,000 a year right now, a $250,000 house is like in our area is literally going to be such a fixer-upper that you would have no money to be able to fix it up.
Yeah.
Like it would need
You'd be
so
house
much work.
poor.
You'd be house poor. So it's crazy how times have changed.
Oh,
but
they
it's so
have.
great that kids are getting the opportunity to learn about that.
Yeah. So it's a great class and I love it. Just she's learned about PMI. Like there's been lots of other stuff that like we've taught her along the way.
Yeah.
Like we're working through. And as I was losing my patience, like as Parker was talking, trying to fix dinner, my dad called, like all the things of life.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but this is actually good stuff.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
We've run out of time.
All right. I hope you guys all have a great week.
I'm going to go hop in the shower with
it's
Danna
Super Bowl
to
Sunday
see
this weekend.
Super Bowl Sunday. Let's go Chiefs.
I want the Chiefs. I'm a T Swift fan.